Peace unto you. I am Nadiie. What's coming through today is ways to retire your fear and your ego. These are going to be tangible practices and modalities for you to integrate throughout your life. As a foundation, will in the remembrance of oneness, and that will guide you towards maintaining the energy of the I am. Because just walking away from fear and ego will still leave room for it to follow you. You need to stop it in its tracks. That moves us to the first step of retiring fear. To retire fear, one, you must identify what you are actually afraid of. Because if you aren't aware of what it is, you're still subconsciously giving it power. And this is going to be a very, very powerful technique for you. Let's say, for example, you're afraid of heights. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Bring forth the fear of heights. You can even just state in your mind's eye, I am going to put forth and make apparent my fear of heights. Doing that puts energy in front of you. You may not see it with your mind's eye, but if you're really, really in tune, you'll see it. Now what you can do is this practice of visualization, which is giving your fear a form. Very powerful beings do this in the ethers, some here, for not so good practices, but there is a beauty when you utilize the gifts of God in a righteous way, and this is one of those righteous ways. Give your fear a humanoid type of form. Give it a head, shoulders, torso, legs. Visualize a door behind it. Visualize that door being open. You are in the commander energy. You are a co-creator of God. Okay? Co-creator of God. Alright? Make that form walk out that door. Make that form walk out that door. Close that door. Even bring a sound. What does a door sound like when it slams? When you close that door, make that sound. Boom! Close that door, lock it. The moment the door is locked, open your eyes. You have freed yourself from that energy of fear. Now, some people aren't used to being free, so they double back and will that energy right back in. So that's why I said in the beginning, embrace oneness, because that's going to assist you with maintaining that presence and not inviting it back in. Keyword invite, because you made it leave. The only way it can come back is if you bring it back. So if that fear comes back, then just know, oh, I take responsibility for it. I brought it back. I forgot all of the things I did to anchor the presence. Step 2 for retiring your fear is after you've done step 1, call on God or Source and say, Source, guide me to seeing as you see. Source, A.K.A. God, guide me to seeing as you see. When you make that affirmation, that prayer, that divine statement, you do something very, very powerful. You say, God, I don't care if something is disgusting, ugly, terrible, horrendous in front of me. Guide me to seeing the beauty that you have created. I don't care about what happened after the creation. Guide me to seeing your intention. Source says, and so it is. You say, after you make that statement, Source, guide me to seeing as you see. God, guide me to seeing as you see. And so it is. Things are going to start shifting in your life. Miracles are going to start presenting yourself. You said you want to see as I see, my child. Okay, perfect. I'm going to show you miracles every day. I'm going to show you abundance. Even if something happens to you, I'm going to plant a thought in your brain to have a different response. God gives you an abundant amount of opportunities. You just have to take that step forth and grab them. Step 3 in retiring your fear is know that you are free when you do step 1 and 2. See, people aren't used to being free. So they think they still have to do all of these things. No, Source makes embracing the I am present so very simple. Make it leave your life. You are a commander, a co-creator. Make it leave your life. Close the door. Don't look back. Affirm that you want to see all as I see. And now keep walking. Don't look back. I remember there was like a story in one of these religions about a man and his wife. They got a message from God, from like an angel, telling them to leave the town because something bad was going to happen to the town. Just don't look back or something is going to happen. The husband was like, all right, bet, grabbed his wife. They're walking in trails, walking through the forest, walking all the way as far as they possibly can be from this town. The husband kept telling the wife, do not look back. The wife looked back. The husband ain't looked back. The wife ended up dying. Guess what? So much going on. It was too much shock for your body. You kapooied if you look back. The husband was like, ah, dang, I kind of liked her. Kept it pushing. Don't look back. Now let's move on towards ego. See, the beautiful thing is step 1 for retiring your ego is when you complete the first 3 steps of retiring your fear, your ego loses power and step 1 is complete. The second step for retiring your ego is losing descriptions of this world. We always say it, but it's very simple. Actually practice it. And even if you have to do it on a case-by-case basis, do it. Do it. Stop calling yourself a human. Stop calling people males and females. Stop calling walls walls. Stop calling hair. Stop calling skin skin. Stop calling couches couches. Stop giving energy to this illusionary dimension. Even if you have to wake up and say, today I'm going to stop calling my bed a bed. Do it by step if you need to. But just know, when you embrace something consistently every single day is going to be of normality in your life. So one day after practicing of stop defining and describing things, you're going to wake up and you're not going to know where you're at. Perfect. That's the presence of the divine. This world isn't real, so you won't know where you're at if you are in a place that isn't real. And that moves on to the third step of retiring your ego. Once you lose descriptions and stop defining this world around you, it's not the true you that doesn't know where you're at. It's the flesh. So now you graduate. You walk towards that ribbon, on the track. You know how they run through it in this victory? You're right there. God's going to give you a choice. And God's going to say, do you really want to embrace truth? You have the choice to say yes or no. One day is going to wake up. One day he's just going to be there. And when you're there, you'll know you're there because you suddenly have no attachment to this world. When that happens, God's going to give you this question. Are you sure you want to move on forth towards the path of truth? If you say yes, the Christ conscious seed will be sprouted within you. And you will enter your transitioning phase. You're actually going to start vibrating on a complete different frequency. And now the gift of God is within you, for it always has been. Share it. Share the gift of God. The permanent retiring of ego comes when you embrace that which is the I am. When you embrace that which is the I am. When you embrace that which is the I am, and then share it. Because the ego thinks as an individual. When you start sharing things and think about everybody, the ego has no room in the vessel it quote-unquote inhabited. With that, just know you are already home. So we say welcome home.